Ben Simmons sending a legal notice to his ex to return her engagement ring is petty, but she should give it back. What's going on once again, everybody? Welcome to the channel. If you are new to the channel, I invite you to subscribe. Welcome and good to have you. If you are a returning viewer, good to see you again. Ben Simmons sending a legal notice to his ex to return her engagement ring is petty, but she should give it back. When I was a child growing up in the Caribbean, the older guys we used to hang around, there's something they would always say that when you're with a woman, when you're with a girl, everything you did together, it's always fun, it's always cool. And whenever you break up, whatever you gave her, she keeps everything. She keeps everything that you gave her. But she would always come back to reclaim everything and anything that she gives you. So essentially, she treats everything you gave her as a gift and everything that she gave you as a loan. Now, is it truly petty that Ben Simmons wants his $1 million engagement ring back? Is that petty? I mean, $1 million. Is it really petty? This article is on Essence Magazine and it's written by Elizabeth Ayola. I mean, you guys can let us know in the comment below if it's petty that he wants his $1 million engagement ring back. So let's get into the article here. The NBA star wants the $1 million engagement ring back from ex-fiancée and British TV star Maya Jama, which she sees as a gift. Love Island's Maya Jama and the NBA player Ben Simmons seem like the picturesque couple when they first got together in the spring of 2021. Their romance did lead to an engagement, but the pair never made it down to the aisle, splitting up in the fall of 2022. Now that the dust has settled from the breakup and the two have gone their separate ways, one thing still binds them. The 26-year-old baller is asking Jama, 28, to return his $1 million engagement ring and has enlisted the help of a legal team to make that happen. Ben was really shocked when she left and didn't give the ring back, said a friend of Simmons to UK publication The Sun. He was madly in love with her and thought it was forever, so was really pissed when she didn't give it back. It cost around $1 million and they were engaged less than a year. So what happened? Apparently the couple called it quits because they were growing in different directions. Aside from them both pursuing demanding careers, they also had to navigate a long-distance relationship as Jama is based in London and Simmons in New York, where he plays for the Brooklyn Nets. The Australian native proposed to the TV personality in December 2021. As for the ring, the Love Island's presenter rep says she was blindsided by the request, considering Simmons hadn't asked for the ring back in advance of sending a formal legal notice. Well, he hadn't asked for it back because he thought he would do the right thing by returning the ring, which he wouldn't have to ask for. Maya received a request from Ben's representative on Friday afternoon asking her to return the engagement ring that he gave her as a gift last year, the spokesperson told The Sun. It wasn't a gift, it was an engagement ring. It was a promise that they would eventually get married. That never happened. Now he's asking for the ring back. It makes sense. It says, this was the first time that she has been asked by Ben to return it, and for the avoidance of any doubt, she has never refused to return it. Maya is making arrangements to return the ring to Ben and wishes him all the best. So my question here again, if she was intended on returning the ring, why, when she left, she didn't just say, hey, you know what? We're now going to get married. This is your ring back. Why did he have to wait for so long for him to ask the ring back? Was she really trying to return the ring? Is that what you're saying here? Is that what you're telling us here? Was she intended to return the ring in the first place? While Jama claims she has never refused to return it, the fact of the matter is that she didn't give it back when things ended and didn't seem to have any arrangements in place to do so. But to play devil's advocate, Simmons also could have reached out to ask for the ring before serving her papers. His lack of communication gives me both scorn and petty ex vibes. But petty isn't far out when you're heartbroken. So the question of the day is, should people return an engagement ring when there are no signs of a marriage taking place? I think yes, they should return the engagement ring because you made a promise that you would get married and it did not happen. She says, legally, in most places, the answer is yes. That's probably why Simmons confidently hit JAMA with legal papers asking her to send it back. In many places, an engagement ring is a conditional gift, meaning that if the wedding doesn't happen, the recipient is obligated to return the jewelry. In some states like Montana, though, engagement rings are seen as absolute gift, so the recipient can keep it whether they go through with the marriage or not. Some states also take who broke the engagement off into consideration. Legal stuff aside, what is the ethical thing to do? I dug up a study that asked Americans what they think and stumbled upon one conducted by findlaw.com in 2015. The survey found that 78% of Americans feel that the person who gave the ring should get it back, and 22% feel the recipient should keep it. Some people may argue that asking for a gift back is in poor taste, especially if you gave the gift as an expression of love and decided to take it back in a moment of anger or spite. Some may argue that a gift of that magnitude, and I mean $1 million magnitude, should be returned. Well, Miss Elizabeth, this wasn't a gift. This was an engagement ring on the pretext that they would be married. It was not a gift. You classify that as in a moment of anger or spite. There is no such thing as anger or spite. It was an engagement ring on the pretext that they would be married, which did not happen. This was not a gift. And I would argue and say that Ben Simmons gave her plenty of gifts during their time together, but he did not consider the engagement ring once as a gift, thus is asking for it back. She says, I think an engagement ring is a symbol of a union to come. If that union never comes, then the ring should be returned. Why keep it? What do you intend to do with it? My guess would be to sell it or add it to a Thanos-like collection of stone in your jewelry box. Both options aren't ethical if you call the engagement off, in my opinion. Well, good. I agree with you too. I remember seeing a post in a women's divorce group about what divorcees and soon-to-be divorced women did with their wedding bands and engagement rings. Most women sold theirs. A few decided to keep their rings as heirlooms to pass on to their kids. A special few trashed them. Whatever our thoughts on the actions, they're all valid if you went through with the condition of marriage. She says, I personally wouldn't want to keep a ring from my ex. It would be a constant reminder of a love that never materialized. Whether the engagement ended amicably or not, the past partner should choose what he does with the ring, be it giving the rock to the next woman in his life or selling it to get his money back. This also makes me think that maybe we should be having conversation about our expectation before we start giving out $1 million rings. That would save us all a lot of confusion in addition to some heartbreaks. That is something I can agree with, Miss Elizabeth. I think you are absolutely right that people should be having conversation before they make those kind of decisions. And as for a man, your decisions should not be based on what's going on in the moment. You know a woman less than a year and ready to jump into marriage and giving her lavish gifts and all that kind. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. This is your money. You do what you want. But as a man, your thoughts should be based on the prolonged future. What is going to happen down the road? Your decisions should be based on the prolonged future. What is going to happen beyond the moment, beyond the feelings, beyond the so-called honeymoon stage? Your feelings and decisions should not be based on that moment. Your feelings and decisions should be independent of what you're feeling in those moments. You should sit down, process your thoughts, having a complete breakdown of your life and what you see in the future for you and this person. After you assess your thoughts in every single areas, now you can make a decision. Is this person is the right person for me? Is this person is not the right person for me? But before you can make these decisions, you need to know this person a long time. My wish is that every man should not behave and conduct their lives in the span of the moment. Your life is based on what's going to happen in the near future or in the future. Your life is not based on the feelings of the moment. You're a man. Conduct yourself properly. Once again, thank you for checking out the video. Comment below, let us know what you think. Subscribe to the channel, like the video on your way out, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.